Love for animals for as long as I can remember. I sought to enrich this love by taking up horseback riding at the age of 6. I've also always found myself fascinated by science, seeking to take as many STEM courses as possible throughout my schooling. It wasn't until I combined these two interests that I found a true passion: animal genetics. Immediately dove headfirst into teaching myself as much as I could about this topic after discovering it, first working to understand how coat colors and patterns are inherited in horses. Yeah, it gets really complicated really quickly. I then took this to the next level when I began to take an interest in how health and behavioral conditions are genetically linked. Meet Wilson, a 5-year-old thoroughbred gelding retired from a racing career, now living his life learning a new career in eventing. Wilson is a great guy, but he has one significant problem: cribbing. Cribbing is a behavior found in horses that involves them repetitively grabbing an object, usually a wooden fence or metal bar, with their front teeth, pulling back and sucking in air. Wilson is a classic example of a cribbing horse. After seeing this behavior in Wilson, I wanted to know more about it and its cause. What I found out was that cribbing horses suffer from animal compulsive disorder, much like how humans suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. As someone who has human OCD, my personal connection to Wilson's condition made me want to know more. As it turns out, research shows that cribbing is likely genetic. This made sense to me because just like Wilson, his mom actually cribs too. The research done on the genetic predisposition of animal compulsive disorder started in Doberman pinschers who often display a behavior called flank sucking. Genetic sequencing led researchers to discover that this behavior is linked to a gene called cadherin-2, or CDH2, found on chromosome 7 in animals. In humans, cadherin is found on chromosome 18, which is called the psychiatric chromosome. This gene has been associated with autism in humans, which is a condition that is often characterized by repetitive behaviors and also a condition that can co-occur with OCD. The more I learned about compulsive disorders in animals, the more I realized how often I had seen it. I've seen thoroughbreds who compulsively bob their heads or sway side to side in their stalls, or grind their teeth constantly, or repeatedly lick or stick out their tongue. At work, I've seen dogs that have chewed their tails unstoppably to the point that amputation was necessary, and cats that licked their paws raw, and I'd heard of dogs chasing their tails shadows or light, or snapping at invisible flies, and birds plucking their feathers out. All examples of compulsive disorder, yet lacking genetic research on their causes and inheritance. While the discovery of the CDH2 genetic pattern in flank-sucking Dobermans has advanced behavioral genetics significantly, this research is far from complete. Cribbing in horses is still yet to be linked to a specific gene, the exact mode of inheritance still unknown. In choosing to pursue animal science in college, I hope to further my knowledge on animal genetics in order to become one of the researchers that can ultimately contribute to pinpointing the genetic marker that leads to cribbing and other compulsive behaviors in order to help understand and treat affective animals like Wilson.